Seahawks game. Let's preview the Week 13. Week 13? Yeah, Week 13 game against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. It's a 4 o'clock game. The last 5 matchups, not pretty for the Giants. The last win for us came in 2010. That was 2 days before my 30th birthday. And it was memorable because it was Steve Smith basically went down and never got back up. He never came back and played for the Giants. He ended up going to the Eagles. I don't think he even saw the field with the Eagles. And what a abrupt end to a dude's career. That didn't seem like it was like a career-ending injury at the time. It was just like, he's down, tough luck, rub some dirt on it, and then we'll see you soon. And then it's been rough ever since. We lost in 2011. That was a home game. That's when Victor Cruz made that insane catch down the right sideline where Eli threw in a double coverage and Cruz batted up and scored. And then we got shut out in 2013. That was a pretty ugly loss. I want to say that was our first shutout loss in like 18 years at home. And then we got blown out on my birthday in 2014. And then we put up a decent fight in 2017, all things considered, considering we like had 0 like wide receivers or running backs or anyone on offense. We lost 24-7 at home. And this one's in Seattle, and Seattle is 5-0 at home. So not feeling too great about this game going to Seattle. But just as the Bengals were like a trap game for us last week, I think that this is a trap game for the Seahawks. But maybe not, because I've heard them talk about the Giants, and like they are being very kind and complimentary about the New York Football Giants. So we're 2-4 away. We probably should be 4-2 away, considering we really flubbed some pretty surefire wins against the Cowboys in Dallas and the Eagles in Philly. This team, the Seattle team, scores a lot of points, dude. They're 3rd in the league in points scored per game. Somehow we are still 30th. It's just like, why can't we get out of the basement? It does not feel like our offense is that bad, but then you look at the points that they put up and you're like, holy shit. But the Seattle's defense is not like the Seattle defense of old, although I think they're starting to get into a groove of late. So I think these numbers are a little deceiving. 26th in the league in points allowed per game at 27.6. We're even with takeaway differential. The Seahawks passing game is electric. They're 4th in the league in passing yards per game. Russell Wilson has 31 motherfucking touchdowns. It would take Daniel Jones 4 seasons to reach that number at his current rate. They just throw bombs. It's just throw it to Metcalf deep or short and let him run, or Lockett across, or it's just Lockett and Metcalf just like burning fools. They're 11th in rushing yards per game, and I think a lot of that has to do with Russell Wilson's ability to scramble. But they're dead last in passing yards. You think we're bad defensively, allowing passing yards, big chunk plays and whatnot. Seattle's dead last, 328 passing yards allowed per game. So even if DJ doesn't get the start, Colt McCoy, saddle up, partner. Make sure the arm is loosey-goosey and fire away, my friend. And I alluded to this earlier, but like the Seahawks are 3rd in rushing yards allowed per game. Giants are 5th. So I think if you're going to see a lot of passing, I think. But who knows? I mean, this Giants run game is starting to come together. But is Seattle betting on the fact that we're going to try and lean on the run to limit the amount of opportunities for Colt McCoy to make a mistake? Possibly. Bobby Wagner, Seahawks linebacker, is a tackling machine. He is their version of Blake Martinez. And how about this? Jamal Adams leads the team in sacks and QB hits. For your records, Jamal Adams, strong safety. That's bizarre. So it's not really the Legion of Boom that you're used to, really. And the pass rush, I feel like, is when your strong safety is leading the team in hits and sacks. That's interesting. So I think the first defensive lineman that has, I think, like 6 sacks, 8 QB hits, something like that, is Jaron Reed. And then Carlos Dunlap is injured and might not play. They have a lot of injuries, the Seahawks do, especially on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of guys on IR. I mean, we have a lot of guys on IR, but not to the extent that they do. So who knows? Maybe we catch them napping. I mean, they go into Philly, and I know, the Seahawks are not as good away as they are at home. They go into Philly, and they pretty much own the game, dominated the game for most of it, ended up only winning by 6. Let's go Giants. Maybe we come on with a win. Maybe we don't. I don't think we should trot Daniel Jones out there just to have a setback. If he's not, I mean, you try to put a percentage on it, but it's like it's just like made up math. Like, how do you put a percentage on an injury? I'd say if he's not feeling as close to 100%, if he can play the game without even thinking about his hamstring, great. But I just don't think that's possible. Not this close. So I'd say Colt McCoy, do your magic, and see what we can come away with. They were showing some, I don't know if it was the Post or whatever, but like there was the preseason rankings of backup quarterbacks. And I think we actually talked about it way back in August. But in terms of the NFC East, Colt McCoy, or I guess overall in the league, he ranks like 27th amongst backup quarterbacks, according to whatever friggin' stupid system they have for ranking. So time to prove the haters wrong, Colt. And I think Clem from Barstool Sports has the Colt 45 Club, hype club. So let's get on that.